Good morning. My name is Oluwatoyin, and I'll be giving my presentation on why children should have limited screen time. Don't we as parents sometimes need a break from all the noise? As a parent, have you ever just needed to get away from your children? TV and small devices such as phones and iPad, tablets are often your means of distracting your children. But is the risk of what they do in the long run to your children really worth your peace of mind at that very moment? I myself have a 5-year-old boy who has his own iPad since the age of 1, and to this day it is my means of getting him distracted while I deal with my responsibilities. It has helped me in some areas but caused damage in most areas. Though I love the time I can have to myself, I will want to say that TV and devices are not the way to go when raising your child. Children under the influence of technology have been having trouble with development over the years, but both mentally and physically, which is something that has been brushed under the rug for far too long because the makers and sellers, have to make that money, or the means of making that money. Recently, my son Temi has started daycare. He goes 5 days a week, and they are taught the alphabet shapes and numbers, basic concepts a 5-year-old should know. But my son, a child who averaged about 5 hours of screen time on his iPad and the rest of his time on the TV, has been having some trouble. For the past 6 months, he has been learning about shapes, numbers, and letters. He is an efficient learner overall, but once he comes home, he goes straight to his device for the rest of the day. This didn't seem like too much of a problem at first, but as we later observed, after a day of only online activity, the info previously retained is easily forgotten, making it so my son has to learn the concept all over again. I was looking at a website earlier about the issue with the title, "What does too much screen do to children's brain?" And in this little article, it is shown that there is evidence that could prove that suggests too much TV time during children's early years causes them to perform less well on the test and cause a deficit in their attention span. This might sound like a small issue that could be dealt with swiftly to some, but in reality, this issue only gets worse over time, affecting your child throughout the whole life. I do not think you understand what I'm saying. This has lasting effect throughout the child's entire life. From the toddler days to the senior years, your memory and attention span, along with the overall performance academically, gradually get worse. Back to my son. I often see him bending all the way over when watching his iPad. Though the manner in which he does it sometimes funny, I come to realize that this is a great detriment to his physical health. This horrible posture that he sits with has many underlying effects in the long run, stunting his growth and causes underlying problems such as back pain and even problems with your lungs. Furthermore, from what I have observed, technology often leaves the children not wanting to go outside. A lack of outside play leaves children with no exercise to keep them physically active. This causes children to become chubby or even obese over time, and this alone has many daunting effects. Children are often bullied for being overweight, makes it hard for them to make friends in the early stages of their life, while also making them insecure about their body. And early insecurity can potentially develop into depression over time, which is something no parents ever wants to see their child go through. Finally, let's talk about sleep. Sleep is, in simple terms, your body's time to rest and your brain's time to develop. In the benefits of slumber, we are told sleep affects growth and stress hormones, our immune system, appetite, breathing, blood pressure, etc. With the huge role that sleep plays, a lack of it will basically be shortening your lifespan. This is exactly what too much screen time causes with children. Children end up staying up all day and all night doing nothing but playing games and watching videos online, which slows down the brain development and growth while resulting in all other things I have told you about. Some people will make it a point to say that there are benefits of letting your child use technology because they end up developing technology skill which can apply to future work on a higher level. This is a valid point. But the reality is not all children have the mental capacity to learn multiple subjects at once. For the average child, learning multiple subjects in school while also learning technology will be exactly overwhelming. But too much too much knowledge to retain all at once, which will cause the child to forget the main concept they should be learning at their respective age. Now, just by a show of hands, how many are considering limiting your child's screen time? For all of you, I have one simple request. Be lenient with your child and introduce them to other activities that they can do instead of simply sitting at home all day doing nothing. Get your child a book that they find interesting or sign them up for a sport they can play. Get them to do something they can enjoy but also benefit from. I understand that all of you have responsibilities and do not have a lot of time. But this is simply our job as parents to do whatever is best for our children so they can strive. In conclusion, the technology of today's world is no way helping the youth. We need to bring an end to early use of technology because of the many effects it has on young minds and developing bodies. Some people believe that there are many benefits to having your children use technology because they often retain information from it. But this information they get often ends up overriding what they should actually be learning at that age. Thank you for listening.